So we're outside one of my properties that I'm selling, and this is what you can get for 56,000 euros in the cruise department here in central France. It's obviously very, very cheap. Why is it cheap? Well, it doesn't have electricity, it doesn't have water, but it's a good solid building with quite a lot of land and has amples of character. Don't worry about the electricity and water. We are standing right underneath an electrical cable. If I spin you around, there we are. Electricity is here, and there's a house next door, and they have water. So it would be relatively easy to connect yourself up to electricity and water. Obviously there would be a charge for that, but what's the great advantage of this is that it's at a dead-end road, really down a very, very sort of small lane, and the only real people that come down here is you and your neighbour. Yes, you may be attached, however, this is the barn of the neighbour, and then this is the house. So although you're attached, you're only really attached through a barn, which means that you can have the luxury of people nearby, but also the luxury of maybe not having them too close as well. Anyway, back to the house. So we've got this gorgeous stone house, and with a really nice little barn. I think it's about time we go and have a look inside, shall we? Let's go. So here we are inside. It's a bit rough and ready. People haven't lived here for many years, but as I said, this is only 56,000 euros. So you've got to understand that there is a need for some renovation work in this property. However, there's so much potential, loads and loads of character. And if you're looking for a doer-upper, this is a perfect place. Let's have a little bit of a look further in. So I'm just standing at the moment in the main hallway. You can probably see, unfortunately, there's no electricity, so I can't turn on the light. So hopefully you can see enough of what I'm seeing. But just behind me is one bedroom. This is typical of French houses, and I'm 6'3". I often bang my head, so you've got to make sure you duck a lot. There we are. So we're in what is kind of, I suppose, the first bedroom, or certainly one room. As you can see, some gorgeous beams at the top, and sort of characterful room really. It's not massive, but there's a lot of potential to kind of, I suppose, break through into the other room that's there. This main wall is stone, but certainly the one behind me there isn't, so you could easily kind of break through and make a much bigger room. Let's go through to this room so we can see what we're talking about. So if I go through, watch my head again. If we go through, that's the other side of the wall, so of course we could break through here. Now, again, this is what I'm talking about. Look at this gorgeous flagstone flooring. Now, it's not ideal, I agree, but you'd pull it up. You can either use these stones, or you'd pull it up, put a concrete floor down, and maybe put these back on top. Again, this kind of goes through all the way, so there's so much potential. You would maybe want to look at how you maintain these stones. As I said, at the moment, this is classic, this is very old. You can see that there's, really, they are just laid into soil, into ground. So for me, I would probably want to pull them up and put a proper floor down, then put them back down again. But we've got a gorgeous window here. Now, unfortunately, it's not the best day today, but again, for me, I would probably break through here, put a decking area at the back, and really benefit from the garden and everything else. When we go outside, you'll see what I mean a little bit more. But let's have a look further around the ground floor. So there's a door here. It doesn't really open very well, so I'm going to go through what is currently, I suppose, the kitchen, which is this one. Mind your heads again. Right, we're into kind of the old kitchen. Gorgeous, gorgeous fireplace. Again, loads of potential. You can put a cooker in there. You could keep it as a fireplace. This could be your lounge. You could maybe make the kitchen, dining room, that side. Again, one of the big advantages of a property like this, because it doesn't have any water, electricity, and needs total renovation, you can do whatever you want. You can start right from scratch and say, this is what I want, and you're not constrained by someone who put in the water supplies in this room or that room or whatever. So there's just a lot of potential here. I'm going to spin around just behind the door here. This is classic, very, very old French. There we are, you've got your French sink. So this, I say French, stone sink is what I'm trying to say. There's a good old classic stone sink. Now we're in the cruise here and there's a lot of granite. So this would have been a good granite sink. And again, I love the character of it. Again, I would just leave it there, clean it up and make something out of it. That's what I would do. Anyway, so we've got, as we said, a fireplace here. There is a chimney, I've looked, it's open, it would work. You would want to get it cleaned and everything else. I'm going to come through to this room now. Unfortunately, the light's a bit dim. Can't open that window, it's kind of bolted shut. But if you can see, there's another fireplace behind me and then the door into the hallway as well. Again, this wall here could be easily knocked down. So you could have really one big lounge space here, a big kitchen there. That's what I would do. But again, you can do whatever you want. So we're going to come back through into the hallway. And now there's, door's closed, but there's a staircase here, which I'm going to go upstairs. The staircase opens up to what is a absolutely gorgeous large space. So up here, again, you've got so many possibilities. So what a gorgeous space. As I said, I'm 6'3". There is a bit of space here. Again, whether you'd want to, I'm just going to duck because I'm just used to it. I know I can walk past it. What you could do here, what I would do here, but again, you can do whatever you want. If we look up here, we can see that there's a gorgeous roof. I would remove all of these and just create a really large open space plan upstairs. I mean, I was talking about a kitchen and sort of lounge downstairs, but I'd kind of be tempted to have one of those kind of upside down houses and really think about having the kitchen and the lounge up here, making use of those, gorgeous, roof and kind of keeping the roof, the sort of structure of the building exposed. Also, there's some fantastic views outside of the window. So here we are, there's the views. Now, even on this hazy, foggy morning, you can see that you've still got a bit of a view there. Now, you imagine on a nice clear day, this is gorgeous. So I would probably actually think about keeping some bedrooms downstairs and actually having kind of the living space up here, making use of the roof structure, making use of the views and everything else. But it is, I'll come and stand sort of in the corner here. It is a really nice, big space. Again, so much potential. You can just do whatever you want to do with it. What I'm going to do is a little staircase there that takes you upstairs. I'm going to go up there as well, just so you can really see the sort of gorgeous roof structure. These French houses, a bit dark up here, but these French houses, let's have a quick look. God, that would be funny. I'd kill myself on the stairs, wouldn't it? Right, let's come up here and we'll have a look. So, there's a nice window there, which is giving me a little bit of light. So, as you can see, gorgeous structures. I love, this is why I do my job really, because being an estate agent in France, you get a chance to see all of the amazing houses and the properties. I love buildings and I love all of the character and everything else. I love the wood, I love the stone, and this has it all. Yes, it's got a slate roof, and if you can see there, there's a few tiles that have slipped. There's a few little holes, but that's not too bad. We can get them fixed relatively easily. What's important is the wood and the structure of the roof, which is absolutely sound as far as I can see. So look at this. You've got your pizza oven, and you've also got your massive, here it is, wooden pizza paddle for your bread. I love it. I love French houses, the amount of things that you can find. Let me turn you around and see what other stuff is up here. So there looks like some old beds there, an old bike, some chairs, bits and bobs. Again, there's an old chest there. It's amazing what you can kind of find in an attic in a French house. They love storing things. But again, you can see how good the roof is, and obviously this lovely, gorgeous wooden structure that I would totally make use of in the house itself. Right, that's enough of the house. I think you get the idea. It's a complete doer-upper, but has gorgeous sort of original features and has a lot of potential. Let's head back downstairs and have a look outside. One thing I forgot to mention is there's also a little cellar, so I'll quickly go down and show you that too. So here I am in the cellar. Now we've got some great light here because there's a door out onto the land, which I've opened. But as you can see, a nice small cellar, but definitely a good place to store your wine. So here I am outside of the house. We've got a little bit of the barn here. Not particularly interesting, but could be used maybe as some stables or for chickens or something else. There's the boulangerie, and then as we go through, we've got this gorgeous barn. Now, some renovations has been done. You can see that in here it's been repointed, and you can see that although again there's some slip tiles, we also had a storm with some hail, and some of them were quite big, and they've made some holes in the slate roof. But in principle, the roof is in really good condition, again, just like the house. And it's just a really, really nice, big, open space. Potential to put animals in, potential to put a caravan or a motorhome due to the size of the door. But again, there's just a lot that you can do with this space. If you wanted to, you could even expand. I mean, swing round. There's the house. You could even maybe expand out and kind of create some more room, more living space into the barn if you didn't need the space. But again, what I've found in France is the more storage you have, the more you fill it. So, but it's always good to have anyway. So we'll head back outside. There we are. And we've got a little door here, which is going back into the barn. Just a different separate entrance. Here we are. Again, gorgeous stone floors, but great for horses, animals, things like that. I'm going to swing around. There's your little bread oven. And this track here does lead to the forest, but we'll come to that in a minute. And then as we walk around the house, you'll see that we've got the land. So I'm here out the back of the house, and as you can see, it's a gorgeous stone house. And for me, there's a perfect space here for a really nice terrace, just to soak up the sun and to kind of look out at the view and everything else. The garden is slightly kind of sort of bizarre in the way that there's obviously a lot of terrain, as you can see behind me, but as we go round, you'll see that a lot of the land is actually covered by kind of forests and trees and things like that. You can see it slightly better if I come round here. So the land follows all the way along this tree line, And as you can see, it's predominantly kind of forest and a lot of trees. There's lots of different trees, which is really nice. So it's not kind of just one style of tree, but it does mean that anyone who's looking at this property would have to consider what they're going to do with it. Do you leave it as it is? Do you sort of try and cut it down to create more usable land? Or again, it would be a great play area for some kids. I know if I was young, I would have loved to have got lost in that forest, building tree houses and things like that. But again, if I kind of spin around, you can see the house there, and obviously there is a good sized kind of land or bit of garden here that you could use for gardens. So in a way, unless you were going to use the land for animals or something like that, you would probably have enough of a garden to kind of manage out the back. So there is space there, just not maybe kind of as much as on paper, so to speak, what, you know, usable land that is. So the house obviously is attached. This property on the side is the neighbour's property and is a barn, so at least you're not attached to an actual house. And you can see the windows of the first floor, the windows of the ground floor, and then just there is the door into the cellar. So you actually have access into the cellar from the back. But as I said, for me, I would probably break through into one of these windows, probably that one, and create a really nice terrace at the back there, just to really fully enjoy the views and everything else. So if we walk back around here, you'll be able to see that so if we walk back around here, you'll be able to see there's a track here. This track leads into the forest. This is a right of way. Although you own this land, there is actually a right of way for the Forestry Commission to access the forest that is in here. But what a great place if you've got dogs to go and have a walk and get lost in the forest here. As you can see, predominantly on one side of the forest, which isn't your land, so this is not a land, is obviously pine. And then as we go around here, there's sort of lots of different trees. And in fact, there's a walnut tree right above me, which is really nice. So we're going to go back around here. And as I said, this land is owned by the property. We've got a lean-to kind of garage on the side here. So this is just sort of a lean-to garage. And as we got here, we can see the property as it stands. House being on the left here and the barn being on the right. For me, what's really exciting is this little building, which is opposite the property. These things is what I absolutely love about France. Little buildings like this, and sometimes you'll see little properties like this, little buildings, and they'll often be next to vines or vineyards. They'll have a chimney, and it would have been where the workers would have come and taken shelter from the sun in the summer, and in the winter they would have, when they were pruning the vines, they would have cut the vines, burnt them in these little huts, and it would have kept them warm as well. So this could have been a vineyard hut that was then later on transformed into a bread oven or a sort of small boulangerie, as I like to call it. And again, it probably has stood here for very many years, but had a different use previously. But let's come inside and have a look. So as you can see, it's obviously had a new roof and had some repairs done to it at sort of some point. But if we go inside, we can see that the structure is really good, really sound. It's got a nice roof there. And if we spin around here, you can see this gorgeous bread oven. Now, for me, this I love. Now, I don't know if I can get in to see it very well, but I've got a great torch. But it's just the character of the bread oven here, and this would make an amazing pizza room, games room, or whatever, where you can kind of cook some pizzas and have some fun. But it's just the character. I love the character. I love these stone walls. Again, you could kind of repoint these up and it would look absolutely gorgeous in here. It's a really nice, clean room that has so much potential. It has a solid concrete floor, which you can see there. So again, the possibilities of this little room is tenfold. Let's go and have a look bit more outside. So there we have it, guys. A brilliant property here in the Cruise. 56,000 euros. It's currently still on the market. I'm sure it'll be snapped up quickly, but I will put a link to the house on our website in case you are interested, and please feel free to contact me. However, really this video is just really to give people who are looking at houses a feel of what you can get for your money. So this is a relatively cheap property, but you have to consider there will be a lot of money that would need to be spent to renovate this property to make it a home. But the core structure is there. You've got some great land, you've got some great buildings, they're all there, but the potential here is fantastic. So I hope you've enjoyed my video. I hope you enjoyed walking around this property, and I will be doing some more properties soon, and you can get a better feel of the type of houses that are in this area. But that's it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and I will see you next time. Cheers, guys. Bye.